starting a new session. We aim to make each of your learning sessions engaging and fun-loving. So let's begin. One popular programming language that web designers use apart from HTML and CSS files is JavaScript. Web designers use this programming language to create interactive web pages for your website. JavaScript has many useful features and elements that easily help you to code for your program. This session begins with one such important feature called the loops. Then it explains how loops helps in explaining a block of codes when some condition is true. Next, it explains the steps of using variables with loops in a JavaScript program and explains the different tags connected with it. It then explains the difference between a for loop and do-while loops. Then you learn about terms like while loop, do-while loop, etc. Finally, this session ends by talking about the differences between the while loop and the do-while loop. Therefore, use loops as a useful JavaScript element to create an attractive web page for your visitors. We are now starting a new session.
As we have seen conditional statements, let's dive into loops. Let's create another file which can be named as loops.html. Let's quickly get the HTML boilerplate. As we are going to look at loops, write down the loops as a title, then as usual get the div id equals output, and now the script tag. So loops allows you to execute a block of code while some condition is true. Almost every program executes in the same type of loop. In short, repeating a process. And we all know computers are very useful when it comes to doing a repetitive task. So let's type our first program in loops. Let's define some variables. Let x is equal to 0. Let out equals empty string. And let's see the first loop, which is while loop. Let's put the condition x less than 11, curly brackets. Out is equal to out plus x. Out is equal to out plus empty space and then x plus plus semicolon. So this plus sign here is not addition. It's a concatenation because out is a string. So now let's print the value of out with the help of document.getElement by id output dot inner HTML equals out, and just save the program. Now the file name is loops. So if you can see, the output of this program is this one. So let's say add some space here and then save it. So you can see the space. So the way it works is, let's say the value of x is 0. So if you put here 0, then condition becomes true, and then it will execute the loop, and the value of x is 0. So the first value is 0. Then it will add space after 0, and then the value of x will get incremented by 1. So this is the sign for the incrementation, and then it will come out of the loop, and then again it will check the condition. Let's say this time the value of x is 1, then again the condition becomes true, then it will again execute the loop. In the same fashion, it will keep repeating the loop until the condition gets false. Let's go to the developer tools by going to inspect element and console. So if you want to see how this loop executes, let's add console.log out and save. So if you see, this is the way the loop gets executed. So first time value of x is 0, so it has printed 0, then it gets incremented, then 1, then 1, 2, until it becomes 10. Because once the value of x becomes 11, the condition becomes false, and then it comes out of the loop. This is how the while loop works. Let's do something else also. So let's add one more variable, y equals to 50, while y is greater than 0, curly brackets, out equals out plus 5, out equals out plus space, and y equals y minus 5, and then save it. So just to add break tag, put here out equals out plus double quotes /br and save it. Let's add one more br tag. So if you see, value of y changes in this way. So the starting value of y is 15, then it's get added to the out variable, then it adds the space after 50, and the value of y decreases by 5. So in this way, this loop will get executed till the value becomes 5, which is here. So after 5, the condition becomes false and it comes out of the loop. So that is how the for loop works. Now let's move to the second type of loop, which is do while. And for that, let's create another file. loops2.html. So quickly get our HTML boilerplate. Give title as loops, logical division, id equals output, script tag to write JavaScript. So let's define some variables. Let x is equal to 0, let out equal to string, and let's write do loop, do curly brackets, out equals to out plus x, out equals to out plus, let's do some different here. Let's add a br tag /br. It will give you numbers in a different format, and then value of x will get incremented, and then add while, and add the condition x is less than 20, and then let's print the value of out document dot get element by id output dot inner HTML equals to out semicolon, and then simply save the file. Now the file name is loops2. So if you can see, the values are printed over here 1 to 90. But the main difference, it looks like similar to while loop, but let's see what is the difference between do and do while loop. So let's say if I change the value of x from 0 to 25, then let's see what happens. 25. So if you see the value of x now is 25, then the condition becomes for, but still it is 25 over here. So that means this loop is executing one time despite of the condition whether it's true or not. It will execute at least one time. So that is the main difference between while loop and do while loop. I hope you have understood the basic difference between while loop and do while loop. Now let's move to our final loop, which is for loop. And for that, let's create another file. loops3.html, and quickly get our HTML boilerplate. Write down title as loops, div id equals to output, script tag as usual. So let's see how for loop works. So the basic syntax for loop is like this. First, initialization of the variable x equals 0 semicolon, then condition, which is x less than 30 semicolon, and then counter, then curly brackets. And here you can write the statements inside the loop. Out equals out plus x, out equals out plus space, or you can add br tag. I forgot to define out variable, which is a string, and then just save it. Let's print the statement or the value of out document dot get element by id output dot inner HTML equals to out, and then just save the program. Now the file name is loops3. Let's change it to 3. So if you can see, the values are printed over here till 29. Personally, I love for loops because it's easy to use and we have to write a very few lines of code as compared to while loop and do while. So this is how for loop works. So far, we have looked at while loop, do while loop, the basic difference between while and do while loop, and for loop.
You have listed hands-on experience on using JavaScript. Can you tell me what the loops in JavaScript are?
In programming or in JavaScript, loops are used to repeat a block of code. For instance, if you want to display a message 50 times, then you can use a loop.
Come and gain some knowledge from our sessions, which are both interesting and easy to understand. Also, practice hard to keep your fun learning journey going. So, let's begin. Communication is a very important part of expressing your feelings and needs a language to serve the purpose. Similarly, web designers use different programming languages such as HTML, JavaScript, CSS, etc. to decide on the appearance of your web page. JavaScript comes with some basic features. This session begins with one such feature called the Notes app. It then gives the detailed steps of using the Notes app in JavaScript. Next, it explains how other features like variables, etc. can be used with the JavaScript Notes app feature. Then, it explains the use of different tags such as div tag, script tag, etc. to save the correct notes. Moving ahead, this session explains the process of formatting by making a few changes to the used tags. Finally, the session ends by explaining the steps to make more modifications, add CSS files, etc. So get set and use such basic features of JavaScript to create a highly interactive and easy to handle website that visitors will love to explore.
Hello everyone, let's dive into a small JavaScript project, which is Notes application. So I have got the basic structure ready here. If you can see, I have created notes.html file and I have written few CSS and the heading for the application. This application won't have all the features you are looking for, but it will use the concepts that we have learned so far. So now let's get started. So let's start writing with some HTML code. So let's have another div which has ID, note, or we can have notes. We can use this div to print the notes. Then have one more div which is ID equals to note enter. Okay, so this div we will use to create a text box area and the button to add the notes. So let's have text area in this. Simple text area will work here. So let's create that by writing text area ID equals note and closing tag. Okay, then have button for this particular text area. ID equals btn save, and the title would be save note, and let's complete the div. Yeah, so it's already done. Now let's write some JavaScript for the same. HTML tag. So let's create a variable var bt can save. Let me write the syntax first, then I'll explain you. Document dot get element by id, double quotes, btn save. So what this syntax does is it will assign the button value to this particular btn save variable. Okay, let's have another variable var out in case we need it. Just keep it as an empty string and then just save it. Now, as we have save note variable saved in this particular variable, let's write an event for what will happen when we click on this save note button. So for that, btn save dot on click is equals to function parenthesis or curly brackets. So in this particular function, we can write a code for what we want to do with the click on this particular button. So let's first test if this code we have written so far is correct or not. Alert and then hi, just save it. So you can get that hi here written in the pop-up. So that means the code we have written so far is correct. Good thing about JavaScript is you can write a code and test it at the same time. And it's always a good practice to test the code after writing a few lines rather than writing a long code and then testing it, which can create a huge problem for you. Let's create a variable. Text is equal to document dot get element by id. So for this particular area, we have given the id as a note. So you want to grab that notes into this particular variable. So let's write here note and then dot value, save. Now let's print document dot get element by id notes, because we want to grab this id over here in this division and to print it over here. Dot inner html plus equals to text and just save it. So let's see by putting an alert function over here, alert if you are getting that text, and save it. And let's say if we are getting the value from the text variable, click on this save note button. It is saying undefined, so something is wrong here. What is that? Notes. Okay, let's make it note and then check it again, because if you see here the text area id is note, so we should write note over here and then save it, refresh it, GG. So we have got it. So till here the program is right. Once we have that text area into this text variable, let's assign it to notes. Okay, that is we have done already here, but then why it is not working, let's find out. Okay, we haven't saved it, I guess. Okay. Okay, got it. This should be inside the function, which means once you have text area into this text variable, you are assigning that text to the ID note with the help of this syntax. So let's save this and try it again. Yes, so if you can see, we have successfully saved the note here, which is nothing but this div. So I hope everything is clear. So now let's focus on to improve the design of this page a little bit. We have achieved what we are looking for. This is test 2. Okay, so if you see, it's getting, the previous note is getting wiped out. So the way to do that is we need to add plus sign over here, so it will get added. Test 2, test 3. Okay, now let's add one more functionality over here. What if we want to clear this text inside the text area box? So the syntax for this, that is document dot get element by ID note dot value equals to empty string, and just save it. So let's say what happens. Refresh it. Test 1. This is test 2. Okay, so far so good. Now let's focus on bringing this notes to the next line. So let's do a few modification in this code over here. Let's take a separate div for the text. For each note we add text equals to double quote div class equals note. Okay, then let's remove this word from here and add plus sign, and then just simply close the div tab. Text plus equals and div. Let's see what happens. This is test 1. This is test 2. So this is test 2 came to the next line. Have fun. Learn a lot of Java script. Isn't that fun doing this project? In this way, you can do more modifications, you can add more CSS and make it more beautiful. I hope this course has cleared all the doubts and you have enjoyed this course. Thank you.
Let's say that you have been asked to create a few blocks of a website using JavaScript. What can you create using it?
Using JavaScript, I can create a grocery list, an FAQ page, a game, an image carousel, a color flipper, etc. for a website.